Right, and do apologise for that, guys. Obviously, we had a bit of issues with the stream, but hopefully all is good now. We've just come into, it looks like another safety car, yeah. And Ginny Vane is now leading. A couple of people are coming to the pits, so Cross Kerry into the pits for softs, Pines in the pits for softs, Ravenzela in the pits for new hards, Phenom in for new mediums, and Silverside Boy in for new hards. So potentially Locker, we saw just before we had to restart the stream that Silverside Boy decided to stay out on the old mediums, and with this safety car now, he's actually in 6th with fresher tyres than everyone in front of him. He could have called this perfect if it stays like this.
It could be a stroke of genius from the Silverside Boy. Yeah, like you say, still got, obviously, Gino Vane's got to pit. Still on his hard tyres that he started on. Guys in front don't have to pit, but like you just said, obviously on less fresh tyres, a little bit more worn hard tyres. Bang Silverside Boy, so he is in the prime position. Then again, right behind him in P7, we've got Phenom on the very fresh medium tyres, so should be an interesting last few laps if there's no more safety cars.
Yeah, should be very interesting last half of the race. Still not half the race actually. All these safety cars have really slowed it down. So we should be in for a great second half of the race. Like we said, Ginny Vane leads, but he is on the harder tyre, and he's on the tyre that's got the most tyre, 13 laps. Still probably take it to the end now. With all the laps he's using it behind the safety car, but they'll still be very worn towards the end. So far then, first half of the race, we've got Pepe Gallo, Tiddlywink, Borley, EG46 Squid, and CTX all out of the race. And now, as the safety car is about to come in,
yep. I'm going to watch this restart from Silverside Boy's point of view, see what he can do on those fresher tyres.
yeah, as Ginny Vane really now backing the pack up. He's doing a little bit. Don't know if he's going to back it up as much as Snedden normally does, but we'll soon see. We'll see how long he's going to wait for. He's really slowing him up here, but he might decide to go early. Snedden is really ready to just pounce on him, trying to get the inside line, and he's really going down to about 38 miles an hour. And there's Cross Kerry.
Hey, up now.
I think what has happened there? Whoa! What is going on here? What the? I have no idea what was going on there. But
he's now been forced into the pits as well.
And he's retired from the session. I have no idea, but he's retired from the session. Ginny Vane gets away well. And yeah, half a second in front of Snedden then. Shadow third, TJ fourth, and Biddle fifth through that. But yeah, Cross Kerry, don't know what happened there, but retired in the pits.
Yeah, it's a strange one. Obviously, we saw him just come absolutely blasting past everybody, going up towards the final few couple of corners.
Oh, Miss Game's got everything. I've just seen that. Oh, and Pines has done a Gerhard Berger coming out of the pits and literally spun it as soon as he gets out, trying to warm up those tyres. But he got stuck behind Cross Kerry, the retired car. It was stuck at the end of the pit lane for a good 5-10 seconds there. So that's really put him even further back. Ginny Vane then leads from Snedden, but surely soon those tyres are going to be. We've got another. Midfield Maestro is now out.
Now we're down.
Another safety car.
And we are now down to 9. It's surely. I thought Ben was going to take this opportunity to get off those worn old hards, but he hasn't. He has actually carried on.
Well, I mean, Biddle is seeing this as an opportunity to come into the pits, and I would say go for mediums.
And that is exactly what he's doing. They are 7 lap old by the time he gets on, but what do you think they're going to be like towards the end for him? Obviously, a few laps under the safety car now.
Oh, I mean, 7 laps. He's got to go another 12. It's possible. It's possible to do it, but and pretty sure Zilla had the position there. He's going to give that back shortly.
Oh, and he has.
I thought so. I think he went past him, yeah. And obviously the yellow flags, you have to give that position back. But yeah, as you said, 7 lap old mediums going to the end. It's gonna be difficult for him. They're gonna be about 20 laps old come the end of the race, so they're gonna be screaming near the end. But he's got these laps behind the safety cars to almost kind of not wear him out too much. He'll still have to keep them warm though. That's the only thing. But yeah, Junior Vane there's caught the safety car up now. And Phenom now looking in a good position. He's got that time penalty of 6 seconds, so it is a lot, but he is on the medium tyre, which has got the same life as Silverside Boys Hards. He's likely going to have a lot of pace near the end, but it just depends on 6 seconds is probably going to peg him right back.
Yeah, definitely. We've got TJM as well sitting in fourth, sorry, right on the cusp of the podium. Of course, Shadow does have that time penalty as well, so if TJM can sort of fend off Phenom and sort of stick with him if Phenom does make the move, then another person who's in for a good shout is TJM for another podium, which of course he got last week in Jeddah.
Yeah, he's looking all right at the moment, and it's just showing that. And Biddle's in again. He's going now for the softs, and so is Zilla. They're both going for soft tyres.
And Pines at the back as well did pit for the softs.
I mean, you know, Biddle was on 7 to 8 lap old mediums, and now he's on fresh softs. But obviously they have a lesser tyre life. He's probably going to be obviously quicker in the first stages of this stint, but I did take a set of softs yesterday about 9 laps, and they were screaming near the end. So I do feel like it's going to be very difficult near the end to keep these soft tyres in good condition. Might be close to 80% wear, I would expect, near the end.
Yeah, they'll both do well to not spin that towards the end of the race. And imagine if they can get a move on and get on the back of this safety car, as Pines is actually retired at the pits. Taylor and Biddle are just swapping places behind the safety car. So we're down to 8 people now.
Yeah, down to 8 people then, and yeah, it's as many as what finished yesterday. Obviously we've got 4 less starters in this race, but half the grid's gone on lap 18, and I think Biddle and Zilla are going to catch up, just before the last point in which the safety car can go round again, so it's going to come in now, and Junior Vane once again will back up the pack, and I think this time he's getting on with it a little bit more. As I say that, he slows right up. No,
yeah,
he's gone.
He's gone early. It's gone very early. I think that's the earliest somebody's gone on one of these safety car race laps, to be fair.
Yeah, definitely. There's a Phenom trying to get in the slipstream of TJ, but he won't have enough to have a go into the first corner. But he's got a good run here through turn 2 and just can't find a way through. He's going to get on the ERS as well. But this time around, he will not be able to make a move. He might have to wait another couple of corners or another lap. Snedden surely now with Junior Vane 17 lap old odds is surely going to be all over him at one point, and also Shadow as well, but he's got that time penalty. It's also been interesting to see Snedden gets a 3-second penalty. Junior Vane will be loving that, and he's got a bad run here, and here comes Shadow now on the back of Snedden. He goes around the inside here at the end towards sector 2 and takes second position off him, and now he's just got to try and get past Junior Vane. Shadow looking a stronger driver in this first lap of this after the safety car.
Yeah, and Biddle's made his a few places as well. He's now walking to P4. Of course, on those very, very much quicker soft tyres. but he's got about 10, 11 laps to hold them, and Zilla's basically following him through on his soft tyres.
Yeah, and there we go. There is Phenom getting eaten up there by Zilla, and now Zilla straight past TJM. I don't know if that was a bit of team orders with 12-lap-old hards and 2-lap-old softs. But Zilla's up into 5th. Biddle is in 4th, and I'll tell you what now, Locker. It's looking very much like that Biddle is going to go into the lead here, but it's whether he can keep those tyres okay towards the end of the race.
Yeah, and of course with the time penalty as well. Shadow picks up another 3-second penalty. You can get them up now. So that puts Shadow on 11 seconds worth of time penalties.
Yeah, Shadow looking a strong driver, but those time penalties are definitely going to hinder him coming into the race. And here comes Biddle now with the ERS on. He's got so much more pace than these two guys, and even might have two drivers in one straight as he goes down the inside of Judy Vane. Judy Vane's fighting back, and Judy Vane's got off. There was a bit of contact there, but Judy Vane is off, and he goes back down to the back of the pack, and surely now will just come in and get some soft tyres. But Biddle into the lead. Judy Vane's going to probably see that as controversial, but he's into the lead, like we said, with it's 3 seconds worth of penalties. Revenge Zilla now trying to overtake Shadow around the outside of the final corner and gets the run, and now it's 1-2 for Biddle and Zilla on these fresh softs, and Zilla now in the net lead on time penalties.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we expected it though, to be fair, after that stage before he started the first couple of laps, these two were going to pretty much eat up the rest of the grid. And that fact has proven to be true. It's just a case now whether they can hold those targets at the end and stay in this, what is now 1-2 for them pair.
Yeah, well, Biddle and Zilla are just going to be hoping now that there's no more safety cars. Everyone behind is going to be hoping there is a safety car so they can get onto a fresh set of softs. But yeah, these two, obviously with the more grip and everything, are looking very, very, very strong now. Shadow, though, is still trying to keep with Zilla. He's only 4 tenths behind, but like we said, 11 seconds of penalties is really going to affect his chances.
Yeah, and another person who's still in a strong position with this with the time penalties is TJM. Despite being down in 5th, is still on the back of within DRS of Snedden in front, who has got that time penalty, and like he just mentioned, Shadow unfortunately with them 11 seconds. So at the moment, TJM is actually on for a net P3.
Yeah. So lap 22 we go, then Revenge Zilla sets the fastest lap of the race. It's a 1:21.4. So he's slightly catching Biddle and will now have, I think, no, he doesn't get DRS. He was within a second, but he wasn't probably within a second when the activation before the end of the lap. So he's going to have to wait until the end of Sector 2 to get some DRS if he can stay within that second barrier. Shadow slowly dropping off Zilla, and Snedden looks like he could potentially make a move on Shadow if he gets the run with the DRS, as Shadow won't have it anymore.
No.
TJ now as well having a little battle with Silverside Boys. TJ picks up 3 seconds.
Yeah, and a massive room for Mrs. Lock there as well that has come up on the screen. I think she's a bit disappointed with that one.
Yeah, and Judy Vane decided still not to come in for any tyres despite being that far down because of his spin. Like we said, Phenom's coming for fresh softs, but he's right down at the back with time penalties, so his race is pretty much over unless there's any more safety cars. Biddle then, we go back to the front, and it's Zilla now 5 tenths behind him, half a second as they come into the final corner of lap 22, and it's Biddle leading from Zilla, the Ferrari from the Aston Martin, and Shadow is into the pit, surely to come onto some fresh soft tyres.
Yeah, it's got to be at this stage. And of course, try and steal that extra point. You never know towards at the end of the season that one extra point could provide crucial. As we've got Silverside Boy, he's got the move done on TJM into the turn 1 and 2, but TJ's still doing side by side. And TJ, oh no, still side by side coming into turn 5.
Oh, what a move that is, and he eventually gets it done to Silverside Boy, but that was very close. Good hard racing there from the pair of them. Zilla now, and it definitely looks like that Vidal is running a bit less wing because he's really keeping the speed on the straights, and Zilla just can't seem to get close at the moment. I mean, he's got DRS now. Will he have a go now? He still can't get close. It's almost like Biddle's got running really low wings, and he's just keeping the speed on the straights. It's now down to 2 tenths, and he has got the speed on Biddle as we come now once again into the final part of the lap.
Yeah.
And will he have a go now down the main straight?
Yeah, crucially as well, I've just double checked. Zilla's got a roundabout, I'd say, double the ERS currently on Biddle as well. So that could provide crucial coming into the last few laps.
Yeah, he's saving that battery quite well, is Zilla. 24 laps now, 29. They've used those softs now for 6 laps, and they're going to be now, I would imagine, around about 40%, I would have thought. So they're still going to start to drop off, and what we're going to see here is we're actually going to probably see Snedden, the gap between the top 2 and Snedden actually maybe even stall, or Snedden might actually even start to catch them up a bit more, because the softs do drop off quite quickly around here.
Yeah, and it does look like the gap's now 2 seconds, well, floating around the 2-second mark. In front of him to Zilla. But crucially as well, Zilla still penalty free as it stands.
Yeah, he is. That's definitely going to obviously keep him in good stead for the end of the race. Gets a good run there, but it's not enough really to maybe get an overtaking opportunity ready for this turn of the straight.
Yeah, he looks a lot closer.
Attempts. I think it's just Biddle's got so much straight line speed that he just can't even get closer, even with the DRS. So it's that setup that's saving Biddle at the moment. He's a bit closer now, and the back end almost went out a bit then from Zilla. He's trying a bit too hard, but Snedden now 2.3. So they're still just pulling away slightly, these two, but it's definitely come down how the amount they're pulling away.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, this is an absolutely amazing battle to watch. As I've just scrolled down a bit further back, we've got TJM back within DRS of Silverside Boy in the battle for P4 currently. But unfortunately, TJM does have that time penalty. The Shadows at the back does pick up yet another time penalty, unfortunately for him.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, that's another penalty. Yes, Snedden now down to 2 seconds, 1.9 seconds, so it's very much even. Steven now on the tyre life of these soft and hard tyres. Even closer now with Zilla, 3 tenths this time. It's almost like as soon as he gets near Biddle's rear wing, he's losing that pace. As I say, now he's right on the back of him, and surely he's going to have a go now.
He's got to.
Surely going to have a go.
I don't think he's using the RS. I don't think Zilla's using the RS on these straights. I think he's saving it for the last couple of laps, you know.
Yeah, potentially could be saving it for the last couple of laps. Once again, though, he gets the DRS, but he just can't get close enough. And Biddle using a lot more. He's on 35% to Zilla's 83, and he's looking in better stead for the last few laps, and he's still going to at the moment win it anyway, but there's potential that he could pick up a 3-second penalty. I'm just going to quickly go on to the race director momentarily.
Oh,
and it's not.
speaking of penalties, speaking of time penalties, TJM's just picked up another 3-second penalty, unfortunately. So
right, so it does say he's got. It does say he's got 2 warnings, but I don't know if one of the warnings is for track limits. So it's potentially 1. But from what I'm reading, it could also be 2 for track limits. It says penalty plus warning, so potentially he could just have 1 warning left, and then he's going to have a 3-second penalty on his hands. Snedden now really catching up, 1.2 seconds, and we can clearly now see that these soft tyres are really going right off.
Yep, and he is within the DRS now as well. Obviously, I don't think he was quite close enough in the detection point, but certainly the next couple of laps he is going to be right on the gearbox of these two. As again, just reiterating what you said, it does look like it's the Biddle setup that's actually saving him from Zilla behind.
Yeah, Zilla now using a little bit of ERS on this lap. He's just trying to maybe, that's either he's trying to keep use a bit to attack, or he's trying to now defend from Snedden, because he knows that he's approaching him at vast pace now. As 19 lap old Haas are visibly faster now, and he's got a bad run there out of the fast right-hander, but with the setup he should be okay for now. But Snedden is going to have DRS around this time.
Yeah, so the top three now currently all within DRS of each other. So yeah, these last 1.5 laps are going to be very, very interesting, at least on track. But like we say, Zilla the only one out of these three without a time penalty currently.
Yeah, just got to go another 2 laps without any, and he most likely will be the race winner.
Yeah.
Sorry, Snedden's so close now.
I was going to say, sorry, butting it in there. Nigel Piggle in the chat wants to know the penalty situation currently.
Okay, Piggle, the penalty situation currently. So, Biddle with 3 seconds, Zilla with nothing, Snedden with 3 seconds, Snedden with 6 seconds, as I say that.
Oh, that's good.
So
podium as well.
It is, it's going to cost him, and now Zilla looks like he might be going for it. Oh, he's been hit! And that could give Biddle the win. That could give him the win. The gap now is 2.5 seconds. So he's still going to win this race at the moment, but Snedden lost his braking point, but he's smacked Zilla around. But Zilla will know that he's got that ERS, and he's using every little bit of it now. It was 70% a lap ago, it's now down to 32.
Yeah, he just needs to keep his head down and stay within this 3 seconds of both the front two. As we come around the final few corners of the provisional lap, penultimate lap, sorry, not provisional. Getting on with the up in excitement.
Yeah, Biddle then might be under pressure from Snedden in this final lap. Snedden got all the grip on those harder tyres. 4 temps now. It's down to 3 temps with the DRS, and ERS only at 10% now for Biddle. A good run there from Snedden through turn 1, and will we see an overtake? It's Biddle's setup is saving him here.
It is. I'm just on my screen going into the final lap. I switched it onto the gap to the leader, and it's currently 2.5, around about 2.4 to 2.5 from Zilla to Biddle. It's floating around still that region.
And I'll tell you what now, Locker, which none of us have even realised, that the hard tyres we've been saying have been getting better and better and better. And as it stands, it's Silverside Boy that's going to take 2nd place.
He does. And could he get past Revenge on this last lap as we go going through the 9-10? Snedden's very close to Biddle again. Oh, Silverside Boy has got moved on Zilla, but Zilla fights it back.
Oh, we're trying to keep up with 2 battles on the final lap. Biddle then with Snedden. He will stay ahead, but we're going to go to this one here because we know Biddle will finish ahead. And Silverside Boy down the inside. What a move it is!
Zilla's going to send
it back. Sends it back, sends the door. And Silverside Boy takes the place off Revenge, and Biddle's going to finish. But is he going to take the win? It's 2.9. And Silverside Boy takes the win on a dramatic final lap of this Australian Grand Prix. And that was absolutely brilliant. He sent it down the inside. Revenzilla went to put it back, almost shoved him off. And I have to say, you know, we were saying, is it going to be Biddle, Zilla, and from nowhere, it's Silverside Boy that takes the win by 48 thousandths. Biddle is 2nd, and Revenzilla in the end finishes 3rd. He will not be happy with Snedden taking him out. That would have been his race win.
That would have been his race win, yes.
What a last lap.
2 separate battles going into that last lap as well.
We didn't even realise that Silverside Boy had caught up on his hard tyres. We're too busy involved with Biddle and Snedden and Zilla, and he sent it down the inside on those hards that he had more grip on, and he took the race win out of nowhere. And yeah, absolutely, what a win! I don't know how he's done that, but he will be absolutely going mental with that.
All the top three within 5-6 tenths of each other. Just wow.
Well, it was full of safety cars. It was full of everything. Safety cars, the lot, the crashes, plenty of DNFs. So we had half the grid finish. But we'll just reiterate again. Look at that. So Silverside Boy takes the win. 48 thousandths from nowhere on the last lap. Biddle is second. Revenzilla is third. That's the podium today. Snedden then finishes fourth. TJ, impressive result for him, fifth. Junu Vane is 6th, Shadow 7th, and Phenom finishes 8th. And I'm just going to get the all the screenshots that I need and the race director. We'll obviously look at this later on and screenshot it from the stream, so we know what we're looking at. But what an end to the race. Have we invited the other two lads into the party locker?
I have invited them, yeah.
Okay, well hopefully we'll get them in, but brilliant end.
It wasn't.
I never saw that coming.
Let me just chuck on one more. Going. Right, I've chucked them both one more. Just wow. Oh, easy.
What a finish to the race. That was brilliant. That's got to be one of the best finishes to a race in FPR history, I think. That was, you know, the fact that the two were fighting, and it almost meant that Biddle won it in the end, because they were fighting so much, almost got to 3 seconds. We've got the 3 podium sitters in the party now. And Locker, who do you want to interview?
I don't mind, mate. I'll leave it up to you. I'll let you pick.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to, if I take third and first and you take second place?
Yeah. Cool by me.
Yeah. Okay. So we start with third place then, which is Revenzilla, who you must have thought coming onto those final laps that you were going to have that race win. Definitely looked like Snedden outbroke himself and hit you from behind. But what an end to the race. Do you think you could, were you saving your ERS for the last few laps? Was that the plan?
Sorry, what on earth was the question?
So come obviously, we thought you obviously looks like you were going to win the race with Biddle. Obviously, you didn't know time penalties, and before Snedden hit the back of you, you had a lot of ERS. Was your plan to keep that ERS and then try and have a fight with Biddle towards the end?
I mean, no, I thought the win was a dead cert really, but Snedden fucked me, so. But it is what it is.
And in qualifying, I mean, how did the car feel in the wet conditions? I'm assuming you didn't do much practice in the wet. Was it easy to get used to, or was it going to take quite a while to get used to the conditions?
I didn't think it felt too bad, to be fair. I thought, like, I mean, I haven't done much medium traction running in the wet on this game, but it was better than some other tracks I've tried.
Okay, fair enough. And then obviously we'll go back to the race and the amount of safety cars that was in the race. Obviously must have changed your strategy a little bit. What was your initial strategy? Were you going to go for a medium hard? Was that the initial strategy before all the safety cars?
I had a really good start, but I got put in the wall early on and lost my whole front wing, and it sort of messed up my strategies from there, so I just started to play it by ear from there on.
Yeah, and then finally, obviously, towards the end, me and Locke were obviously contemplating who was going to win out of you and Biddle, not noticing that Silverside Boy was coming up behind you, and it looked like he really sent it down the inside, and obviously you sent it back. It was a very good watch to the end. You think the tyres, I'm assuming, were massively overcooked, but did you expect the overtake to come from Silverside Boy?
Not at the left, right, I didn't. Definitely didn't expect that, but my tyres were at 85%, so I don't know how they didn't puncture, in all honesty.
Okay, well, it was a brilliant end to the race. Obviously, another podium for yourself. Last week P2, this week P3, so good points for Aston Martin. I'll hand over to Locker, who will interview second place Biddle.
Yeah, thank you very much, Bill. Monkey, and congratulations on the P3, Zilla. So yeah, Bill, we'll start with your qualifying. Obviously a wet short qualifying. How did the car feel for you? On a question Monkey just asked, Stella, how did the car feel in the wet conditions?
Oh, amazing, mate. Yeah, class. Yeah, should have had a pole, but I thought my last lap. But I'm just glad that I can speak to you again, because I've not spoke to you in a while.
I know.
Interview, so yeah, it's nice to hear your voice again, mate. Yeah.
I know. All of 1 week, mate. Obviously the race as well, fully dry. What strategy were you going for? Were you going to go for one of the medium hards, just a standard medium hard?
No idea. I knew there'd be a million safety cars, to be fair. I knew there'd be a million safety cars. So we just thought, you know what, let's go soft, make it interesting till the end. And yeah, it paid off, because I think in my eyes, I got the win today. So I'm pretty sure I'll get that back once the stewards take a look at the driving of certain somebody. So yeah, I'm pretty confident that I'll get given that win in the end.
Yeah, but still overall, obviously the amount of safety cars, I think it was about 3 or 4, was it, in the end?
About 3 or 4, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you couldn't do much with the strategy today. So yeah, like I said, I just look forward to seeing what goes on in the stewards' reports, and hopefully, yeah, get my first win.
Yeah, but yeah, obviously just missed out on it as well on track. But yeah, very well done on your P2.
Cheers, mate.
And I'll pass it over back to Monkey, who can interview our race winner.
Yeah, thank you very much, Locker. Well done, obviously, Biddle on the second place. I'm lucky not to take it on the track, but we'll obviously see, like you said, it's obviously provisional, so we'll see what the stewards say afterwards. But a great final lap from yourself, Silverside Boy, and I have to be honest, like I've already said, me and Locker wasn't expecting you to come back from where you were, but those hard tyres were a lot better on the terms of grip and overall performance near the end of the race, and you've come up to take the race win at the moment by 48 thousandths. How do you feel? You must be feeling amazing.
I don't know what to say. I thought I was done and out once I didn't box under the first stop safety car, but that second safety car saved me and allowed me to bit.
Yeah, obviously I'll go back onto quali as well. It was a wet session. I'm assuming for Australia you probably weren't thinking that. Did you do any wet setup, any wet practice at all? Or was it completely new to you?
Completely new. All I did was put more front and more rear wing, which helped in the wet, but it kind of was a hindrance in the dry, because everyone was just gaining like 3 temps every straight. But I was gaining it back in the corners, so I was kind of just stuck in the window for the entire race.
And we saw near the start, the first safety car, you went on, stayed out when everyone decided to come in on lap 6. Now, was that your plan to stay out, or was it just because you would have to double stack behind your teammate Snell at the time?
It was just because it was too early to box. It was like six laps in. There was no point going to half to the end. I was only going to do 1 stop. So, yeah.
And obviously finally coming towards the end, I mean, you must have been seeing gradually that you were catching up. Obviously Zilla got knocked around, and obviously you were able to catch up to him. Were you always going to try and go for the move? Was it something you had to think about twice, or were you always going to say, no, I'm going to dive it, it's the last lap, I'm going to try and send it down the inside?
Honestly, I wasn't going to dive it. I was just focusing, trying to catch up to Bill, to maybe try and nick a podium or second off him. But yeah, through the left-right, I wasn't trying to make the move. So I got a bit of a wobble mid-corner, and I had to avoid it, and I cut the curb. And then I let him back through, because I knew that it was my mistake completely. But then I got the drive on the next couple of corners, so I thought, well, I've wrong-sided him, you've got to go for it. But yeah, I do apologise if it was a bit more aggressive than it should have been.
Well, I mean, it certainly was a great end to the race. Like I've said with Locker already, I think one of the best ends to a race in FPRL by the sheer margins of how close it was. But yeah, well done, obviously, on the race win. Next week we're, I believe, at Imola, I think.
Yeah.
It's Imola. How are your thoughts for that? How are you feeling?
I haven't done a lot of Imola, so it's going to be a learning curve.
Well, I guess you'll have to get the practicing, obviously, over the week. But once again, well done to yourself on the P1. Anything to add, Locker?
Not from what you've already covered, mate. Just another congratulations on taking the P1, Harry.
Yes.
Okay then, well, it just leaves one more thing to do then, and that is, well, I was originally co-comms, but I guess I'm on the main comms now, so Locker, have you got a driver of the day for us?
Well, I think I'm going to have to give it to the race winner. I think he pulled off a masterclass in his strategy. Obviously, like we both said during this session, obviously stayed out when everybody else pitted in, and in the end it did pay off. So yeah, I'll give it to Silverside Boy.
Cheers.
Okay, well that's it then. So Silverside Boy is today's driver of the day, voted by FPRL Locker, and that's it. That's the end of the Tier 2 Australian Grand Prix. Your race winner, Silverside Boy, Biddle second, and Revenzilla third. We'll be back on Sunday this week as we go into our second round of our F2 season. We're going to be at Monza for that, so please make sure you tune in for that one. And we'll be back with F1 action next week on Wednesday when the Tier 3s take on Imola in the fourth round of Season 4 of FPRL. But once again, thank you for joining, and we'll see you on Sunday.